So I wanted to rap a little bit about what is a tribalist and why you shouldn't be one. But then I got interrupted and now I'm pissed, so I'm not gonna be able to do that video today because now you ever maybe hopefully someone watching this is out there like me. When you get pissed off about something, no matter how little it is, then you just like to use the white Valley Girl slang. I can't even. So right now I just can't even with this video. Uh, and then I wanted to rap about, which I will get to, but now I saw this thing on Facebook, so I just wanted to do this as a quick aside, which I will get to in a further video. Um, but apparently there's this unite the right wing hate groups are all coming together, and they're coming together to protest the removal of a. Let me make sure. I mean, I'm sure the source is bullshit and probably incorrect on key facts, but I want to make sure that. So they're what are they protesting here? They are protesting the removal of a Confederate era statue. Okay, so that's what I thought. So I'm sure that's correct. Uh, and we'll see what the dangerous thing is people don't seem to understand is that this is cultural Marxism. You're removing your history, and so you're denying it ever happened. And those who don't know your history are bound to repeat it, and all the rest of it. So this removal of the Confederate flag and Confederate soldier statues and things is very, 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 very alarming to me, because then once America never fought a war to end racism, rather a war to end the rights of states to hold slaves, legal slavery. Once that never happened, then America was always a racist nation. It was built on slavery, blah, blah, blah. And that just was pooped out through generations and generations and generations, and that's what we get, and that's where we're heading. America's racist and blah, blah, blah. We're all slaves and blah, blah. And fucking evil white males, and now we need to kill all the evil white males. That's where we're heading, by the way, just in case you didn't know. At any rate, um, and I will do a video about that, I'm sure, at some point in further detail. Um, while I'm, no. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about, this is going to be a little bit of a different turn than previous videos, but I wanted to talk a bit about, look at me, the curtain is falling. You're seeing that I'm using a pillow. I'm old. I need support on my back. What's going on? Anyways, sorry. Um, so I wanted to talk a bit about this thing that's been rattling around my brain for a few weeks now, and that is the divine, God, and why it is that people believe in God and hold to a belief in the divine. And I will connect this with politics in a second. But 7 years ago, I went through some very intense personal shit, and which I won't get into in this video. And I had, up until that point, been, you know, moderately to, I guess, heavily religious or a believer in God, what have you. And at the point that this stuff happened, I decided to walk away. I started questioning things, and I decided to walk away. And for a bit, there was a lot of animosity, hatred, anger, rage. And then there was a bit of elitism. Only stupid people believe in God. Only weak people believe in God. But over the last few weeks, I've really come to realize just how wrong that is. First of all, it's wrong-headed for a variety of reasons. Um, just elitism on every level is just wrong-headed. Well, I'm better than you because X. Like, go fuck yourself, dude. No, you're not. And I can get into that at another time. But right now, I want to talk about the belief in the divine, why people hold it. And the reason people hold a belief in the divine, and I've come to realize this over the last couple of years, honestly, but it really just struck me over the head over these last few weeks. The reason people believe in a divine is that nothing on this world is perfect. Nothing in nature is perfect. Nothing within this universe my friends, is perfect? Nothing. The law of gravity, as I referenced in another video, right, interferes with other laws and creates black holes. Genes get mutated, and now suddenly someone can't walk, can't talk properly, has a deformity in their face or in their arms or legs, or they don't have arms or legs. So nothing in nature is even perfect. I mean, we already know that nothing in humanity is perfect. And this is where that whole idea of original sin comes from, right? So we already know that nothing in humanity is perfect. Nothing devised by man is perfect. And we know that nothing in nature is perfect because we have deformities of the body, of the brain, abnormalities, different permutations of genes, or creating extra genes that don't fucking belong even. You know, an extra copy of a chromosome. So nothing in humanity, nothing man creates or devises is perfect. Nothing even in nature is perfect. There's, violence and conflict and food chains, death and a ecosystem, going in and out of balance, and holes being burned through the ozone and all, all that other shit. And so then the divine represents nothing of that. The divine is perfect. The divine is perfect. There is no inequality in the divine. There is no pain and suffering in the divine. There's no greed. There's no hurt. There's no anger. There's no rage. There's no death. There's no disease, plague, insanity, cancer. There's no light going out of people's eyes in the divine. That's why people believe in the divine. But a very, very scary thing happens. A very, very scary thing happens. Power corrupts absolute. Power corrupts absolute. A very, very scary thing happens once people get power and when people are ignorant. They think that somehow imperfect man can rule over imperfect man and create perfect society. 2 plus 2 equals 5. It makes no sense. You can't add a negative to a negative and get a positive. It's still negative. Wait, did I just say that right? That's how long it's been since I've added negatives to negatives. Now I'm second guessing myself. But 2 plus 2 equals 5. You can't have imperfection on top of imperfection and somehow magically expect perfection. And that is why people believe in a divine. Now, so why do I bring this to your attention? I'm not saying it can't be examined, can't be mocked, even. As long as there's some intention to the mock. I mean, I believe that, there's a time and a place and a reason for the existence of, shock value humor or mockery just for the sake of mockery. But my personal taste, and this is my taste, I will die defending the right of someone to be offensive just to be offensive. But my personal taste is you can be offensive, but there has to be some further driving force to it. The dominant theme has to be something other than just being offensive. That's for my taste. That's not a moral maxim that I'm going to imply on other people. That's not a moral thing that I'm going to climb to power and apply to other people and demand that they follow. No, no, no. That's my personal thing because I'm a Lenny Bruce disciple. You can be offensive, but be offensive as an auxiliary. Be offensive as a what's the other word for that? As a tangential. Drive a philosophical point, an intellectual point home. And if you happen to offend someone in the process, then oh fucking well. But if you're just trying to be offensive, just trying to piss people off, like I say, there's a place for it. But for my own personal taste, I would rather drive an intellectual point, a philosophical point home to have a discussion, even if that means being offensive or being shocking, than just being shocking. But at any rate, that's why people believe in the divine, is because they know that there's nothing on this earth that is perfect. And so therefore, there has to possibly be something that's not on this earth that is perfect, outside of this realm. But the danger comes when we want to say 2 + 2 = 5. Imperfect man can rule over imperfect man and equal perfection. So I just wanted to rap a little bit about that. Hopefully I made some sort of point here, entertained, enthralled, enlightened you. If not, then go fuck yourself. No, tell me, let me know. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. I would like to give a shout out to the fact that I've got 4 subscribers now. Holy shit. Matteo Raimbault, my buddy. I can't remember any of the other motherfuckers' names. I think there's a Spartan coach, something or other. And yeah, I'll post their names. Don't worry. Anyways, that's all for now, and stay tuned.